Hello friends, I'm your friend Costa. I have around 15 years of experience in banking, wealth management and BFSI domain. In this particular video, let's try to understand about fixed deposit. So we'll discuss actual return on fixed deposit. Here, we'll discuss bank fixed deposit rates. We'll see different bank fixed deposit rates, then how much TDS on fixed deposit, then actual rate of return on fixed deposit post inflation, and then we'll give you conclusion data. So this particular data I have taken from internet, and it is as on 9th July 2022. If you see State Bank of India general citizen fixed deposit, it's lying between 2.90 to 5.50. For senior citizen, it is 3.40 to 6.30. Now this is post office fixed deposit. So post office fixed deposit also in the same range only. 1 year it is 5.5%, 2 year it is 5.5%, and if you go for 5 years, then 6.7%. Now let's understand how much tax you need to pay on fixed deposit. So under Income Tax Act 1961, income from fixed deposit falls under income from other sources. If return from fixed deposit in a particular year is more than 10,000, so interest in a particular year is more than 10,000, in that case bank will deduct TDS from your return. Clear? How much TDS they will deduct? If you submitted PAN card, in that case your TDS would be 10%. If anyone does not submitted PAN card, in that case it would be 20%. So when don't you need to pay any TDS? So say for example, when your net income is lesser than minimum tax slab amount. Okay, in that case, if you are less than 60 years and submit 15G to the bank, then bank will not deduct TDS from your fixed deposit return. If you are more than 60 years, that means you falls under senior citizen category. In that case, if you submit 15H, then bank will not deduct TDS from your interest. This particular slide is for your recap only. So say for example, if you are less than 60 years, in that case, if your annual income is less than 2,50,000, in that case, if you submit 15G to the bank, then bank will not deduct any TDS from your interest. If your age is more than 60 years and your net income is up to 3 lakhs or lesser than 3 lakhs, then if you submit form 15H to the bank, then bank will not deduct any TDS from your interest. If you are super senior citizen, like if you are more than 80 years, okay, in that case, if your net income is lesser than 5 lakhs or up to 5 lakhs, then also if you submit for 15H to the bank, then bank will not deduct any TDS. Now let's do some interesting calculation. If you are doing investment into fixed deposit, post inflation, how much you are getting in your hand. So this particular data I have taken from Trade Economics, and this data is from 2012 to till last month. Our last 10 years mean inflation is 6%. Okay, so let's do some calculation by considering 6% is an average inflation. We don't know what would be my future inflation. Okay, so if you see in this particular last 3 months, our inflation reaches more than 7.5. So you don't know what would be the future. We are assuming that last 10 years average would be the next 10 years average. So we are take this particular assumption and doing some calculation. So say for example, your investment return from your investment means over here fixed deposit is 5.5%. Okay, and you comes under your net annual income is less than 2,50,000 in a year. Okay, so in that case, you no need to pay any tax. So if you have submitted your form 15G into the bank, so post tax return is your 5.5 you will get in your hand. Clear? Now, as we saw, our average inflation is 6%, right? So by investing into this every year, your net yield, how much you are getting in your hand, it is minus 0.50. So this is the interesting fact, but we don't understand this particular fact. So that is why we need to invest. If we have time, more than 3 to 5 years, we need to invest into equity oriented investment, so that which will give you more than 6% inflation adjusted return. Okay, now say for example you fall under 10% tax bucket, then your post tax yield, say for example your bank is giving you 5.5% rate of interest, right? And you comes under 10% tax bucket, so post tax yield is 5%, right? And as your inflation rate is 6%, that means your net yield is minus 2.1%. That means by investing into fixed deposit every year, you are losing 1.1% of your wealth. Clear? See here, inflation rate, as we discussed, we consider last 10-year average, and we are assuming the same kind of inflation rate for next 10 years. Might be next 10 years might be different, but whatever data we have in our hand, based on that we are calculating, right? So say for example, if you comes under 20% tax bucket, in that case post tax yield is 4.4% only. And if you consider with average inflation, that means it is 6%, and your net yield is minus 1.6%. That means by investing into fixed deposit, you are losing money by 1.6% post inflation every year. Now, if you falls under 30% tax bucket, in that case, your post tax yield is 3.9%, and your net yield is minus 2.2%. By investing into fixed deposit every year, you are losing 2.2%. Okay, so then you may tell me ki Kaustav, then where should I invest? See, every investment has its own own objective. Say for example, if you need money within 3 years or within 1 year, within 6 months, in that case you need something which will give you fixed and guaranteed return, right? So that particular amount, say for example your contingency fund, you should invest into fixed deposit. Say for example you invested for long term into equity, and now some goals has come, like your child's higher education, or your marriage of your child, or you want to purchase one house. That point of time, and market is very much volatile, so then what you need to do, before 2 to 3 years every bull run, you need to do profit booking and preserve your profit into fixed deposit or debt fund. Okay, so that for this particular reason, fixed deposit is very much important. Okay, if you are chasing for return, and if you have enough time in your hand, then you may go to equity oriented investment. Okay, but again, this is very much depend on your risk profile, your goals, your risk appetite, your a lot of things. So that is why customized financial planning is very much required, and you should discuss with your financial advisor. So you can reach out to me for end-to-end financial planning. We do financial planning. What will happen, if you are investing into equity or equity oriented investment, so you are expecting 15% kind of return. Okay, so if it is 15% kind of return, then if it is a long term capital gain, then you need to pay 10% on your profit after 1 lakh of profit. Say for example, so I'm just for calculation purpose, I'm just considering as 10%. Okay, your post tax return is 13.5%. If your average inflation is 6%, still 7.5% is your profit. Okay, this is one thing. Next thing, one myth. Lot of people come to you and tell you ki I am giving you some tax free return kind of investment. Okay, tax free return, if it is a tax free guaranteed kind of return, that means this particular return will give you IRR or XIRR around 4 to 6%. Right now interest cycle is bit higher, it may give you around 6.5 to 7%, because it has correlation with 10 years GSEC bond. So let's try to understand if it is 6%. Okay, and your you don't need to pay any tax on this particular return, and your inflation rate is 6%. So net your net return is 0. But please don't go with that word ki tax free return and all. You need to calculate your IRR and XIRR to understand right how to calculate IRR and XIRR. So you need to, I have one video in my channel, or you can reach out to me to my website. Let's have one-to-one Zoom meeting, and then I'll explain to you ki how much each product, what is the IRR, and then what is the positive and negative side of any product, and then as per your comfort you can take that particular product as so it is up to you. But I can give you analysis, I can give you explanation. Hope by this particular video I can able to give some value addition to your personal finance. If you like this particular video, please subscribe my channel. Please like this video, it will. Thank you so much.